Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Wednesday afternoon, September 23rd. You are looking at the last 3 days of the SPY ETS market profile here on Window Trader. And this day quickly turned, even though sellers were in control from the opening bell, quickly turned from, even though you should have been doing nothing but shorting all morning, quickly turned to a day that where it looked like shorts might get taken out, which they did in G&H, to a full-fledged trend day down. Nothing told you for basically the entire day except for G&H not to be short. One big thing I said in the room, and I had one gentleman say, well, I'm getting stopped out on my shorts because the ebb and flow of the market, the ranges were so big, so if it went up and you took a short before it went back down where you wanted to get your profit target, it went right back up again and you got stopped out. Well, on a day like today, a couple of things. If you trade in the ES, you trade the micros instead of the minis. If you trade in the options, you trade them smaller. And if the market's in your favor, which it was all day to the downside except for G&H, you have to expand your stops. So if you're trading smaller sides, you could take a little more heat and maybe even add on, actually, because nothing told you to get out of those shorts. My main goal today was to keep my trading room solvent. From B period on, I said I would not be looking for calls. Plain and simple. Every short made money today, no matter where you shorted it, even if you shorted G&H. If you didn't get stopped out and you said, you know what, this is just the afternoon rally high, I'm going to add to it. Every short made money as M made the low of the day and just continued to push down. There was nothing here that really firmly told you to be long. I always say wait for two-sided trade. Well, you did get it here. And actually, the one long I didn't take, which I should have, was G taking out F's high because I was eating lunch just to fill those single prints. We had a chance for two single prints early on today, and they got filled. Well, we ended with three anyway, I, J, and K. It's the money you keep, not the money you make. And I'm guaranteeing you, 90% of traders fail. Well, a good portion of those failed today. I guarantee you that so many people got wiped out just buying this all the way down. So for $20 a month, if I could keep one person, let alone hopefully 150 people in my room, to not do that, that increases the odds of successful trading. Yeah, I'm not out there on Twitter screaming sell will come, or we're going here, we're going there. I'm not charging, $1,000 for a seminar. I'm not charging $100 a month for the room. Maybe I should, because I'll tell you what, for what I put out there for free with these videos, and right now they're free, and what I put out there on Twitter and everything else, it's just mind-numbing that people do not want to learn the proper way. In fact, it outright pisses me off. That, there are a lot of good people out there that charge reasonable things, but the majority out there couldn't give a rat's ass about their traders. And I call my room traders. They're not subs. They're traders. Right? They're not clients. They're traders with me. There's a huge difference. I'm not looking at them like, hey, they're subs. That's money every month. I'm not getting rich for $20 a month, I can assure you. Certainly want to get paid for my time. But $20 a month to give what I'm giving, a live stream profile, play-by-play trades all day, especially on a day like today to save people's accounts, and treating people like human beings, and they're equal with me. They're traders just like I am. I'm not special, but more special or better than anybody in my room. It just aggravates me because I see a lot of people get blown up on days like today. And not only are they getting blown up, they're getting paid a lot. They're paying a lot of money to get blown up in other rooms, in courses they're taking, in webinars they're taking. Please. Anyway, let's go to what happened today. We opened higher value, right? We were in a 3-day balance. This was day 4. Well, the high of the balance was the upper end of the distribution from the 18th. I said in the trading room, right? In a video, M period is going to determine who wins the day today. Well, we got into M a little bit. Now I'm in 12-tick increments, so you really can't tell. But they failed, and what happened? We traded all of M, and that was it. Never saw it again. And we traded literally to the bottom of the 4-day balance, including today, just missed taking it out. We have an outside day down. That's bearish. We have a possibility of an outside month down. That's very bearish. So the volume 83 million with the after hours, so it's above average. It's good. A lot of it came in the last 5 time frames when we pushed down. Now, usually after a day like today, you do get some consolidation. Usually, right? Everything's about odds in trading, even though people on Twitter will tell you differently. But that doesn't mean we can't gap lower tomorrow, right? Certainly we can. But the odds favor possibly getting some consolidation side of yesterday before we see if we want to take out today's low and yesterday's low. As far as my trading. So I took a short in A period. Once we got above the high, got below it, took a short. Thought it was a pretty good trade. It was. Wrote it down for M's range. Then I said A, even though I didn't count it as a price spike, I thought it was fairly important. So actually, once we got around M's range and there, I took actually, and that was a 332 put, and everything I traded was today's. Now I took a small long in A period against that, and it worked. It went back up, never got to the opening, but it worked, and I got out of it. So at that point, I don't mind taking a long. Value's higher. I don't know if the opening is going to hold for sellers yet. We're not guaranteed that. But then obviously something changed because B period took out A's low. So right off the bat, went out 1 time framing down. Okay, and I took a short against that when we took out A's low. I bought the 332 puts again and had a good trade on it. Did nothing in C. Now we had a chance for single prints. Like I said, we had a chance for single prints a couple of times before we finally got them that hold. So in D period, again, I took a short. We're 1 time framing down. I bought the 332s again. Another nice trade. Did it again in F. The 330 puts this time. So even though I wasn't holding on to shorts, I shorted B, D, and F. Now the reason maybe I wasn't holding on to them, first of all, again, my patience level has been horrible. That's not an excuse, but it is. But even more so, value was still overlapping to higher at the time. The single prints kept getting filled. So instead of seeing, hey, again, I wasn't shorting at the low of the time frames. I was shorting at good trade locations. So I was making nice money on it and taking them off actually at the lows because we kept coming back into the day's range. There's a big difference there. So then G happens. I'm eating lunch. I'm like, well, now we finally got two-sided trade again. If G doesn't take out F's low, or E's low even, we're probably going to stop the 1 time framing down. And that's what it did. And I was looking to take a real quick long, but again, I didn't do it. So then I'm now looking for the afternoon rally high. I'm like, okay, this market, it's not good all of a sudden. Value has been pulled down. It's still overlapping a high, but this is the first time we stopped the 1 time framing down. So now H takes out G's high. We're 5 wide up here. I'm like, I hope H gets a little more acceleration to around B's low. Now again, I am in, it doesn't look the same. I'm in 12 tick increments. H's high is not that close to B's low. Actually, it is. H's high was 328.73. Actually, it is. I apologize. But I was looking, I thought it would, I was looking more towards B's low. I wanted to get away from the point of control. Because I didn't think we were going to have an afternoon rally high and a point of control, the POC right near each other. I said to the room, again, I wish I videotaped the whole day because what I'm telling you here is exactly what I tell the room. I told the room, if this is the afternoon rally high, this will not be our POC. Well, it was the afternoon rally high, and actually our POC did get lowered. Only the H is low, but it did get lowered. So I never took a short because it didn't get high enough for me. So then I took a trade, and again, I escaped with my life on this. When we took out H's low, because we didn't have any single prints or anything that were holding, I thought I'd be pretty smart, and once we took out F's low, I'm like, well, single prints aren't holding. We should come back in. So at the time, again, you can't see it here, but it was basically at yesterday's value low. And I took a quick pop down, and I took a decent-sized trade of about 30 contracts, and then I added on to it. And then when J opened, I was fortunate because I's low was 326.65. J popped a good 35 cents, and I got out of all of it and made money on all of it because I was long at I's low and sold it at J's high. Now, is that the proper trade? Well, after looking at this, the answer is no. But again, the reason, and this is what I told my room, the reason I took it is because we haven't held single prints, and I thought we would come back. But the way it was trading, once J opened and popped up and I was in the money, I mean, I had about 70 contracts. I got out and I made money. And guess what? I got out at the height of the period because we never filled the single prints. So I escaped with my life. And then J flushed. So then I'm looking for a short in K period. It was a huge set of single prints. And I was looking for it to get to around 325.50 to give myself a little room right till yesterday's low. Well, it got only to 325.25. I got exacting, never took the put, and boom, K went down, and then it just kept flushing. I did take one more trade in M against L's high, which worked out because it came back down. I could have done it again. I didn't. And that went to the day's low and made a new low. So again, on a day like today, especially in J, K, L, and M, and even B, C, D, E, and F, you should be looking for nothing but shorts. Nothing but shorts on a day like today. Even in B, and that's what I did. The only long I took was here because we did stop the one-time framing down. We made a new low. I'm like, okay, maybe we come back in. I was fortunate on that trade. All right. Sorry for going on for so long, but these are important days. And you know why they're important? We're going to have nothing but volatility from here on out. You all know that, right? With earnings, the election, after the election, if it's not decided, there's going to be nothing but volatility. So the sooner you learn, you shouldn't be fading and just keep buying, and vice versa, keep selling on trend days up. You'll save yourself a lot of pain and aggravation. Destinations on the upside. First one is L's low. Even though we closed above it, it's the price probe, 322.51. Then we start our single prints. L's high, 324.03 to 59, J's low. Then the second set, K's high, 325.25 to 326.65, I's low. That's the biggest set. And then the third set, J's high, 327.02 to 327.12, F's low. Then the afternoon rally high, which is H's high of 328.73. And then today's high of 331.20. Yes, we traded at 331.20 today. For the downside, it's today's low of 322.10. Then it's where's my other low? 321.73 daily low. Then it's 321.33 daily low, and then two very important ones: 319.64 weekly low, 319.25 weekly low, 319.09 daily low, poor low. So the bottom line to me is this: if we take out today's low and yesterday's low, we're going to go test those lows into 319 levels. Excuse me, a lot sooner rather than later. And then let's go to the charts. And I know this video is long, but again, if you want to learn, then it's worth it. Monthly. We went from one-time framing up for 5 months and being healthy to now balance with an opportunity for an outside month down. So again, today's the 23rd, right? So next Wednesday's close, if we close below 327.73, now we have a full week. It might not happen. But if we close below last month's low, that's pretty bearish. If we don't, it's just a nice firm 2-month balance. Although we are still inside February's range by a lot right now, which was the 7-month balance we had until we took it out last month. So it's something to really keep an eye on. Weekly. We kept going in and out of last week's low. We're down. Here's your next big destination. Those 2 weekly lows I gave you, the 319 and change. Are we going to get there? Probably. Probably going to get there, right? That's the next big destination. If those don't hold, well, then we're going to look at the 312 level, folks. Okay? And then the daily. Outside day down. Very bearish. It took out yesterday's high only to absolutely fail and take out yesterday's low and almost took out Monday's low. So if we take out today's low, Monday's low is going to fall. And then guess what? We're going to start going to those levels that I was just talking about around the 319 level. Okay? Here's one weekly low. Here's the other. I hope you survived trading today. I hope you had a good day. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. Have a great night, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.